Okay, I believe I have it recording. Yes, okay. Okay, debug each. You are given this function each, but it doesn't work exactly as expected. It should call iterator on value, key, and collection respectively for each element in collection. And accept both arrays and objects, identifying everything functionally incorrect with each as it is provided. Modify the function so that works as expected. Be sure to list all that was incorrect about the original function. Okay. Put that down here. Okay. Not array is array collection equals false. It's messy as fuck. Okay, so what is this doing? Iterate on value. Okay, so okay, so 4 I is equal to 1, I is less than collection. What's collection look like? Okay, so how to guess that length would be part of it. Actually, wait, so so I'll save this part for here in a little bit. Just going to called function name breakdown. Takes in a name and returns an object with proper first, middle, last names as properties. Name. So it receives Lena P. Mason. Okay, so let's think about how we're going to do this. Okay, so split name property along spaces. And then we need to set property 0 to first name, 1 to middle, 2 to last. Okay. If input name does not have a middle initial, return object should contain no middle property, i.e. con should return. Okay, so that's if it's true. So we also need it to do check if split name has 3 elements. If not, don't have middle name. Then 1 first name. Okay, so function name breakdown. Okay, so var split name is equal to name dot split. And we're going to be splitting it at spaces, just in case there's middle initials. Okay, so the thing we're doing is that, and now we're going to do an if statement. So if, okay, so first thing is if split name dot length equals, there is less, or equals 3. Else if less than 3. Okay, so right now, space stuff out so I can see it a little bit better. Okay, so we have our split names. Now we're checking. So if it's split into 3, so now we just need to set a new array or a new object. Var new object is equal to an object. Okay, so now we need to do, since we have it split, we're going to do new object dot first is equal to split name 0. New object dot middle is equal to split name 1. New object dot last is equal to name 2. Name does not have middle initial. Return new object. Okay. Okay, so now this is if it's 2, so we just need to do new object dot first is going to be equal to split name 1. New object dot last is going to be equal to split name 1. Actually, 0, 1. So that way there will be no middle when it's called. So that does that correctly. Let's do a quick check. So name breakdown. One P Mason. Wait. My middle name P Mason. Okay, so that's 2 done. This takes in an object and an identification ID code and returns a new object to it. The ID's value will be the ID code. Sweet. So it takes in an object, so that the ID. So it has an input of that with no comma. Okay, so the way we're going to handle this one. Okay, so slash part 3. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we are going to So it just needs to be the same object with the ID code added to it. Object. Okay. Object assigned target. So if I do object assign new obj and then obj. Okay, so we're going to take obj right there. Okay. So I just need to remember to target first and what I'm going to put into it. Okay, easy enough. Okay, so let's think it out before we go to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign new obj, assign obj to new obj. Wait, before that, you need to do an if. So check if check. Ooh, we need two different inputs. Obj, comma, ID. Check if ID is number. If ID is not given, assign not any. And then if not a number, return valid code. So after we do that, we're going to be checking if it's an object. After we check if assign the object to that, we then, after that, assign new obj dot I lowercase id equal to can't name both ID obj value to value. Okay, so we're now going to, first thing to do, check if, we're going to if statements. Okay, so if value of value equals number, then we're going to that, else if type if value equals undefined, so that's that, else if check else if, so sorry, I get distracted. So checking if number, checking if it's not assigned. If type of value does not equal number. Okay, so what we're going to do is so it needs to return invalid code if it's not, if it's like a string. Doesn't need to do that. Okay, so that's easy. Return in code. Okay, so that's the easiest one done. Okay, so now if it's undefined, so if the value is undefined, what we need to do is we need to just copy over the object. So we need to put a new object value in here as well, where new object is equal to an object. So you can see this better. There. Okay, so we've done invalid code. Doesn't need to be capitalized. Both valid code. Okay. If not, you get assigned as a property's value. So if that's the case, what we're going to do is we need to first set, I guess we can do new object, or no, object dot assign, lowercase, yes. And then you do the target, so you do new object, comma, object. So what that should do is that'll make new object have object in it. So whatever that will end up being, like A will be 0. That'll be put in there. So now you need to, that's done. So now if it hits this step, we need to set new obj dot ID is equal to n slash n strings JS. I'm doing this wrong. So that should be fine. If not, we are in set new obj dot ID is going to be equal to value return new obj. Okay, it's time to do some testing. Identification number. There we are. And we're going to use our examples. So first test right here. Good. Perfect. One last test. Perfect. Okay, so that one looks good. So now we're going to space down part 4. Wait. Why you do this to me? Okay. Oh, so I have to do that for the rest. Okay, so I need to get back to correcting this. Okay, so I need to. Okay, let's debug first. We're debugging. Here. How long have we got? Not long at all. We're doing good today. Okay. If not array is array, collection false. Array dot is array. Checks it's an array. If not, wait. That's doing, I don't know what that was supposed to be doing. It's bugging out regardless, so we'll just put that removed from line 2. Okay, so if it's not, okay, so if it says it's not an array, now and it loops through collection. So taking it from this, the collection in this case would have been a grouping of, like, it's been another thing. So collections doing, it's not gonna be a number. So it needs to be a dot linked here. Added dot length to for loop to and on line 3 of for line 3 for the for loop. Okay. Plus equals 1. I don't know. I always use plus plus, so I'm just going to stick to it. Changed plus equals 1 and on line 3 of for loop. Not sure if we did. You'll be using sweat yourself. Okay. Goes out later. Okay. Iterator. The iterator is what we're going to be using as like the function. So for an example, iterator is 0. So for this case, it brings up the first one within the so be 0 collection I, comma collection. Wait, what is supposed to be happening here? I feel like I fucked something up. Okay. If it's equal to an object, not an array. So what is it supposed to do? It should be called iterator. For each element in collection. So what it should be doing is it should be calling the iterator on every element in the collection. So iterator of collection 1, 0, iterator of collection, or 1, iterator of collection, wait, 1, comma 1, comma collection. I wish there was an example I could use to, I guess I could use this fucking example. Key. But there's their key in collection, but they never use key because I's up there. So we need to change the I's to keys. Changed I to key and second loop. So if it's an array, it does it like that. I don't know if I did that right. Fuck me. I suck at this debugging shit. So why are we starting at 1 instead of 0? That doesn't make sense. What would be the reasoning? You're skipping a value if you start at 1. So I'll change that. I don't think that's right. Changed where I equals 1 to equals 0 on line 3 and D4 loop. So that starts at this beginning. Doing that, it starts at the beginning of the thing. It'll loop through the length, through the entire collections thing. So go collection element 0, collection element 1, collection element 2, blah, blah, blah. And it'll go up one at a time incrementally. We're going to do with the iterator of the collection I collection. So I think that's right. We'll just go with this. I don't fucking know. Okay, so write a function, break down list of names, which takes in the staff array, returns a new array of objects with their name broken down into first, middle, last key value pairs. If there is no middle name, the corresponding object should not contain a middle property. So I just need to use, okay. So function. We need to call this thing breakdown list of names. Okay, and then it needs to take in the we're gonna put this puppy in here for testing purposes. So this is your staff array. So it takes in staff, no matter what, comma. Wait, no. Takes in. It's going to take in an array, and it's a new array of objects with their names broken down to first, middle, last. So, okay, so what it does is it takes in the array, and it does it only does it for the blah term. So, what's the word I'm looking for? Which one do we keep? Okay, so what we want to do with this entire thing, bobber, is we want to run. Okay, so we want to call. Oh, what's it called? Called name breakdown function on the array, on the staff array at the given key. To do this, we're going to, okay, so let's take this input as put in our input example so we can see what we're doing. So for example, if we do this test, we don't have any other calls, do we? No. Array property 0 of undefined. Staff should be there. And list of names. Staff. I have to use the corrected each function from part 1. So what do I have to do? Just have to iterator on value, key, and collection. Wait. Iterate on value key. I'm gonna work on this first and make it work. I don't know how I'm supposed to be doing this. Debug is gonna be what's gonna fuck me in this. That's okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is var output, because I'm lazy, can't think of a better name, is we're going to be putting these into objects. Okay, so we have our object. So what we're going to do is we're going to take array. So in this case, it's going to be staff. So it'll pull the staff. It'll take term 0. And it's going to call the, so var name is equal to array key. So what that should do is that will call, it'll set name equal to, in this case, staff Aileen Y. Atkins. So now what we're going to do is we need to call our name breakdown. So we're going to do name, we're going to do var. So this is supposed to do is, we don't actually need to do this. Var output is equal to name breakdown of name. Return output. Let's do a quick run and see what happens. Can't read properly. Split of undefined. But we have a var staff right here. Why are you not working? Staff. I could set this fucking equal to staff and just see if that, what's that? It shouldn't change anything. Oh, fucking Christ. Why is staff undefined? I literally defined it right here. Why is that not taking into consideration? Array. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, don't think so. Okay, so why is that not name.split? It's a back to other problems, work from that one. So we know this one worked at some point. Name break down. And then we're going to call it on, what are we on? The correct one that we're supposed to be using right here. That's working. So something about the way I'm calling it is not working. Okay, so that's the issue. So we need to get this fixed. Var name is equal to array key. Array.key. If I set this to array 0, and I do, for example, break staff, comma 0. So it's from here to here that's fucking up. So I did that wrong. Array doing dot notation shouldn't do anything, should it? Try it. No. And this done, run it. What the fuck did I change? What the fuck did I change? I don't know what I did. I guess I misspelled something at some point. Let's put this one in here. Turn undo button. Fuck me. Oh. Should I wait? Why are they putting it inside a that's why. I don't need it. Wait, is that the input that they're supposed to be giving me? Wait, what? I assume that they're supposed to be giving me a staff and a key. Then the staff array returns a new array of objects with their names broken down into first, middle, and last key values. I should know the properties. So I need to wait. Am I doing this? Am I doing this wrong? It's supposed to take in this. And oh, that's why I'm supposed to use another thing. It's supposed to take in that. It's supposed to return. We're going to move on, and we'll come back to this if we have time, because that's going to bother the fuck out of me. Part 5. we'll take an array of staff members' names, a starting number, and an optional third argument. This function should return a new array of objects, each with name property, an ID property. Okay, so if I second set, so it should, okay. So what I need to do is I need to okay, so what I need to do is I just need to loop through the staff array. Okay, let's got this through. Type it out, think through. Okay, we need the loop. So it's going to receive a array. It's going to receive start iterate or okay, so first things first, we're just going to do if the increment statement is there or not. So if increment does not equal undefined, then we're going to go and do that. Else if okay, so we have our two different things. So now we're going to have it loop through the array. So, okay, loop through. Let's type out what we're doing. Check if increment is defined. Check if increment is defined. After that, loop through array. Okay, so we're looking through the array. For each loop, we need to make sure to loop through array, set name, set array I equal to, so what we're going to do is we're going to set the array and we're going to set it equal to wrong loops. Array new R set new R of I to equal to array. So it's going to be taking in the array. So in this case, staff. And then we're going to do staff I dot name. No, dot. So it's just going to be taking the staff thing. So this dot name is equal to array I, which is going to be the name. Set new array I dot ID equals to 1100 or starting point plus increment time plus increment times I. So what this will do is, so start, so do 11,000. So if it is 0, it'll set name 0 to the name, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, so first things we did is we need to create a new row. Where new R is equal to an array on object, because it's going to check. Oops, checking that. Okay, after that, we have our array ready to go. We're now going to be doing the okay, so check if increment is defined. That's what that is. We're now going to be looping through our arrays. So for loop here, we're going to do the same loop in both of them, where I and yes. And then we're going to take you. Oh. This one's got to be in. So since we're doing a different for loop, it's going to be the same thing, though, the same layout. Okay, so we're going to go through the same things. Just that one doesn't have an increment, so it's not equal and defined. So right now this is as an increment. So what we're going to be doing is we now set new R of I dot name is equal to array I. So what that's going to do is that we now need to set the ID. So new R I dot ID is equal to, doesn't need to be capitalized, does it? No, it does not. So now that's when we do the increment. So we do the start point plus, we're now do it inside the brackets, increment times I. So what that does, okay, so now we need to do the same thing, but minus increment. Or we're done minus things, but just plus the I. So, okay, so we do this exact same setup. Place the I's for ends right there, plus N. What broke? Oops. assign staff ID. And we're now going to be doing staff, comma, I tried to make from 11,000, comma, 12. Run. Can I set name of undefined? Okay, so if I had to guess, what is this doing here? I don't, okay. So yeah, it's breaking here. So array I, array is staff I. What did I end up doing for this one? I literally just said, let's just, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a temp temp obj is equal to a object. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do temp obj dot name temp obj dot id where temp obj to an object. Then we're going to do a new r dot push temp obj. So if we remove that, one, two. Why? Okay, whatever. Names, strings, so it takes in staff in this case that are in strings and returns true if all names in the array have a middle initial, and it's false if not. I mean, I don't really want to have to call that one to make this work, so we're just going to take in, we're taking the array. stuff with breakdown, return, breakdown, property, middle. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? An array of names returns true if all names in the array have middle initial and false if not. So okay, so this disregarding that, I write a function that takes an array and returns true if all names have an array, and if not, returns false. Okay, so if array, we need to loop through the array, so it'll be a bunch of them. So we're just going to do a for loop where I in array. Okay, so now after we've done our for loop, we're looping through the array. So if array I dot length equals 3, return false. Else if plus is less than 3. So less than 3, return true. So wait, if do all have middle initials? No, if they all have, but no, if they all have 3, return true. If they don't, return false. So that's messing my head, the fact that it goes backwards. So this is, every single one of them has a middle initial. This one doesn't, so we're closing that off, closing that off. I believe that function works. I mean, let's remove this variable for staff up here, delete that shit. We're going to now pull in this one. And undefined. How is that undefined? Why is that undefined? Why is this popping up undefined? No, we didn't split it. That's why. Okay, so inside this, we need to var temp name is equal to array I dot split, and we're going to do it on spaces. So if array, we don't need that. If temp name dot length is equal to 3, do that. Apparently have these backwards. They both return true. So that's correct. This one is not correct because not every single one of those has a middle initial. Think about this. Why is this not working? It's returned true for both, and that should not happen. That's why this is not working. Because one of these should return false, one of these should return true. This one should be returning false. Why are you returning true? Didn't fuck this up, right? I doubt I did, but separator. We're looking to the array. The temporary name is I.split. Oh, it's because return true because it hits the first one. Fuck, that's why. Okay. So we needed to not return true immediately. We needed to check all of them. Okay. So that's wrong. If new R I new R I and new R. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to set a variable. Okay, so var new R is equal to, we need to do our name splitter. How do we do this? We need to do this function name breakdown. Is equal to name breakdown name break down array. Fuck. I'm running out of time. Fuck. So what this does is name breakdown will split the entire thing and split the name input. So we need to okay. We need to do this inside. the for loop where new R, that's vi. Okay. Array I. So what's that doing now? It's looping through the array. It's now for array, it's taking the array, first element of the array, pushing in here, it's putting that to that. I need to set an output where output is equal to false. It's equal to true. Otherwise, output is equal to false. Return output. New R. Okay, so that's one correct so far. That's what that one is supposed to output. So we got that going. This one turns out true. We did it right. Come on, baby. Ugh. Fuck. Turning false regardless. I need to do it after. It needs to be done. I don't think this will do it. I think that actually just breaks it. We'll run it. That didn't work. Okay, didn't change nothing. We set output to false, and so if it, this one's supposed to be true. Fuck. Fuck. Ooh, I think I actually went over in time. How long has this recording been?